Greetings, Andy here again, and there's a quick update on my visit to Brixton in South London last week, primarily to see the mighty Mogwai, who were playing at the Brixton Academy on their 2025 tour, but also was a meet-up with David Ellis. Now, David contacted me a couple of months ago, aware that I was into Mogwai, to see if I was going, because he was too. So we arranged to meet up beforehand, and we took in a couple of record stores, and I'll show you the albums I bought in a sec. And because David knows the area quite well, I don't particularly, so it was really useful to have some recommendations. We had a bite to eat and a few beers beforehand, and it was lovely to meet up with David. Brixton, South London, and very much a sort of was at least a West Indian area. So not surprisingly, record stores predominantly concentrated on reggae. And jazz and soul, predominantly. First one we went into was called Lion Vibe, and that was very much a reggae specialist. And I bought a couple of records there. I mean, to be frank, it was all slightly random because I hadn't sort of prepared or thought anything, and I don't have a great reggae selection. So I bought two records, and that pretty much doubled my my collection of reggae albums. But they're quite interesting. I like them. So the first was a sort of a compilation, and it's Lee Perry, The Black Emperor, Volume 1 vocals. So basically this is 12 7-inch singles compiled that he recorded or engineered back in his Black Ark studios between 1973 and 79. This actually album was on a 2020 release, and it was actually produced in Brixton. All of the tapes from these records are long lost. So in effect, to create this, they ripped the vinyl, 7-inch vinyl records, and remastered them and so on, and cleaned them up and so on. And the production on here is absolutely superb. You would never know it. Well, not I wouldn't. I'm sure an expert would. And it's great, I don't know any of the, because I'm not, never been terribly into reggae. I like it, but never collected it. And I don't know any of the people on there, but I really enjoyed this. It's lovely. And apparently there's another one. This is the vocals, because on these records the A side had a vocal and the B side was an instrumental dub, effectively. So I keep my eyes open for that. I really liked it. The second one was a bit of a sort of another slightly random one, and this is 80s. So this is somehow where reggae meets 80s sort of synth pop almost, and it's Aswad, who are a London were a London reggae band. As I say, this was in the 80s, this is a second-hand one, obviously, but it was a bit more than $6.99. Not massively, but a bit more. And I enjoyed it. They had this hit single, "Don't Turn Around," which I do vaguely remember. It's not out and out reggae. It's definitely reggae, but it, with a pop sensibility. So that was Aswad. Then we went to another record store called Pure Vinyl. And that was more of a mix. It had, obviously, it still had plenty of reggae, but also quite a good jazz selection. And I had a look at the jazz in this store, and I picked up a sampler. And this is again really good. It's a Blue Note sampler from 1987, a UK release. And it's got, again, like the other one, it's got 12 records. People like Horace Silver, Stanley Turrentine, Jimmy Smith, Art Blakey, Dexter Gordon, Thelonious Monk, Lou Donaldson, Herbie Hancock, Cannonball Adderley, Hank Mobley, Kenny Burrell, and Lee Morgan. And it's a great sampler. Again, I like. And The last one I got was quite random, and this is Pharaoh Sanders and his 1973 release "Wisdom Through Music." This was actually a 2024 reissue, and bizarrely I didn't notice this till I came back, and I noticed right at the bottom there it's Cyrillic lettering, and it turns out this was an unofficial release in Russia of all places, but anyway, it was there, it was sealed, but at a decent price, and they gave me a bit of a discount as well. So it's just got 5 tracks on it, all lengthy tracks, finishes with an 11-minute epic, and it's great jazz. Very, very sort of funky feel to it. Lots of, obviously sax, but lots of flute as well. And a nice album. So there you go. That was my somewhat random collection of stuff from Brixton. And I bought some food there back because I had some great market there, thoroughly. It was great to meet David, and the concert was magnificent. And I'm going to just leave now. If you want to watch it, it's a sort of snippet I recorded of them playing Mogwai Fear Satan, and this is the bit, if you know the track, there's a quiet patch in the middle. So it's typical post-rock, quiet patch in the middle, which then goes absolutely insanely heavy and loud with 3 guitars going at it and lots of strobes. So yeah, be aware there is strobes here. So thanks for watching. Cheers.